able to limit the damage. I feel like even the runners I left on were a lot of soft hits, a lot of weak contact. So I feel good about the results. I feel like over time those things are going to start finding gloves. So.
Your bases loaded, nobody out. What do you think the best way to get out of this situation is? I mean, one run allowed is probably about the best way to do it.
Yeah, limit the damage. I mean, get the first guy out. You got no one out, bases loaded. You get one out there, it's a manageable situation. And at that point, I think it was a 4-2 lead or a 3-1 lead, something like that. 3-1 lead. So I got a few runs to work with. You got to be okay with giving up a runner here or there to take an out or two. So I was trying to get him on the ground there. Obviously, you go for the punch out with bases loaded. You get that punch out, then you got a double play, get you out of it. But really trying to be aggressive, stay in a favorable count, and force contact there. So we were able to get the contact, limit it to one run, and that was kind of the game right there. I felt.
What was your angle on Tatis throwing?
I was in here doing some shoulder work, watching it, but incredible throw, man. I mean, he just day after day he continues to do amazing things out there, and I think it goes unnoticed, but Nola's pick at the plate on that play and the tag, I mean, that's not easy. That ball was, I don't know how hard he threw it, but I'd assume it was 95 plus coming in, short hop with a guy bearing down on you. So, a lot of credit to Nola there.
Many players that can completely just take over a game the way Tatis has, not just this game, but it feels like this entire homestand.
He's starting to find his rhythm here. I think everyone kind of is. I think we're playing better baseball. We're being more aggressive on the base pass. The defense consistent as it's been all year. I think we're kind of starting to click on all cylinders now, and coming in and taking 2 out of 3 against a team like that, can really kind of kickstart something.
That's 3 straight series win for the Padres, and I guess you guys are facing a team that's very hot, won 7 in a row. How big is this facing the Giants this next year?
I mean, the Giants are hot right now. They're putting it on the Dodgers the last couple days. They were up a handful of runs last time I checked today, so they're on a little hot streak here. We're hot too, so. Expect a good matchup over the weekend, but yeah, these division games are a real chance for us to take some games back and get back up in the mix. So
you get to start and end the homestand on the mound with a win. How cool is that? How fun is that?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you come home, everyone, especially what was our first one, Cleveland. Not going on that road trip to Colorado. I feel like I better put up a good performance after sitting out for a couple days. So getting to kick off the series with that and wrap it up the way we did today was incredible. But I mean, I feel like I did, minimal work today compared to what everyone else was doing out there, hitting the ball, stealing bases, taking the extra 90. Toddy, rounding third and challenging him early in the game and kind of setting the tone and the energy for the whole game was really big for us.
There's been so much conversation about what an impact Gary Sanchez has had, but you can talk about the role that Austin Nola has had and just what he's had to do during this stretch.
Yeah, Nola's tough, man. He's tough as nails. I know he's going through it offensively. Not hitting the way he wants to hit, not producing on the offensive side, but he hasn't let that affect his defensive abilities one bit. He's just as engaged as he'd be if he's hitting 250, 300, which is important as a pitcher. You don't like your offensive at-bats from your catcher to carry over to the defensive side and linger, and he does a really good job of putting that stuff behind him, and he's coming along. Things are going to start clicking for him. He's not going to hit 150 all year long, so I like getting him back there. Me and him work really well together. We got a really good idea of what we're trying to do to hitters, and I love having him back there. And again, like I said, the ability to separate the offense and defensive side of the ball is huge.
With all teams, don't the Padres have to win on Father's Day?
Yeah, we got to, right? The dads take it on Father's Day. Yeah.
Well, it was a missile. I just opened my glove and the ball went in there. Toddy threw an excellent throw. He's been putting it right on the money. So, I don't know if you're going to find a better arm in the outfield in the big leagues than that, and accuracy too. So,
in that you've been surprised, everyone has before, by calls.
Yeah.
What was your level of nervousness on that one while they were?
I thought I don't ever see my foot there hardly. I just know the mechanics of it. That I just go out there, put my foot in front of the in front of the home plate, and hope for the best. Because I'm just trying to catch the throw and put it on the tag. So. I thought it might have been block. I don't know. I didn't really watch it, but
because of what
the way the throw came in, it was a middle hop throw. So the way it came in, I figured I moved into the way and just to catch the ball. And I was like, you know what? Oh well. But it worked out.
So how cognizant are you of kind of where your feet are at the time you're receiving the ball?
I'm cognizant right as soon as the ball's hit.
Okay.
And as the ball comes out of his hand, but after it comes out of his hands, instincts take over, and you're just reading the throw and whatever you can do to catch that throw and put it up tag on, especially with how hard Toddy throws. You got to it's a split second. You can't really hold your foot there and keep it there. You got to adjust to what the throw does.
That's runner. You got a good break and rounded the bag. Like, for Toddy to throw him out in that spot, what does that say about what he can do?
Amazing arm, amazing. The way he caught that ball, how he came in and was able to get his feet going to get a good throw off like that with the velocity. Impressive throw. Says a lot.
Bob, coming into this series, a lot of people were saying it was going to be a litmus test for you guys. You end up winning. You take 2 out of 3. What, if anything, did you learn about your club, or you hope that they learned about themselves?
Well, I don't think we need to learn anything. We know we're a good club, so we just have to play better consistently. Obviously, it's nice to take a series from these guys, as well as they played this year. Obviously, this game was a bit spirited down to the end, but we held on. 1-run game, which we've been having some trouble with. So all in all, even though it got a little tight there at the end, I think it was a good game, good series for us.
That play, what's more impressive, the throw by Fernando, the tag by Austin? You certainly have a catcher's perspective on that whole thing.
It was, play of the game. So on both ends of it, a fantastic throw, which we've seen. It seems like every throw he's had in a big situation, he's been accurate with it. I think he really gets inspired by the opportunities. But on the other end of it, Knowles had to make a nice pick and a quick tag, and it obviously ended up being a big play. Get some momentum back in us where it looked like it was kind of coming unglued a little bit, and Nick gets a final out of the inning, which was huge. Maybe not his best stuff, but threw a lot of pitches and ended up making a great pitch when he had to.
How you've won these last couple, matter of fact, like the last 3 weeks, is kind of reminiscent of how you won a lot of games last year. Do you find that significant?
It does. We've talked about it. Those were our games last year. Close games, especially here at home, were games that we came out on top a lot. And this year it's been completely the opposite. So, not only have we been playing better, swinging the bat better, I think, coming full circle and winning games like this will do a lot for us.
And just sort of like making things happen as well. Be it Tatis running, sacrifice flies, hits.
Yep.
How much of that has been a concerted effort by you guys?
Well, it's been a concerted effort for the most of the season, but it's actually getting results and seeing it happen. I think that's been the difference here recently.
Did you yell super loud from the dugout that you were called out from third base?
I don't know if it was super loud. It just was enough to get thrown out. I had to walk all the way out there.
Do you know what a check swing is?
It's a very difficult to call a check swing. That's probably the toughest one. Umpire has to be on it every single swing. There are darker bats, there are lighter bats. I think based on the fact that their guy was walking back to the dugout, it looked like a check swing to me. But you know what, Jim's one of my favorite umpires.
I know you thought Fernando had all the tools to be a really, really good right fielder in February and in March, but for him to have put it all together this quickly, what does that say about him?
It's the athleticism. Starts with the athleticism and then hard work that he's put in from spring. You see where he's come with, the first few balls he had in spring training early in the season to where he is right now. He looks like he's been playing out there for 10 years.
His ability to throw guys out and to kind of do all the mechanics right to be able to use that arm as well as he does, what are the keys to getting there for him?
Yeah, so at shortstop, it's different arm angles. You don't really get your feet underneath you as much. It's more about getting some momentum through the ball and one consistent arm slot, and that's what it's been for him. Even though the other night he threw one a little differently behind a runner from a different arm slot, I think it's just working on that. Obviously, the arm strength, the velo, and all that's there for him, and I think that's one of the things he enjoys most about playing the outfield is the opportunity to throw somebody out.
Were you in your office when he made that throw, and what was your physical reaction?
I was in the middle of the clubhouse. It's way easier watching in the dugout than it is in the clubhouse.
Going back to just kind of making things happen more recently with the offense, what do you think this game, especially including on the Rays side, them coming back, showed about the value of just putting the ball in play?
Correct, and that's what they do. Not only they hit homers, but they, you look at their numbers with runners in scoring position. A lot of times, that's not trying to do too much and putting it in play and using the big part of the ballpark. And it's not the sexiest thing in the world to shoot one in the hole between first and second. It's not hit very hard, but it's just as effective as anything else.
Considering the way you guys have played the last few weeks, the fact that you're going to San Francisco, divisional team ahead of you in the standings, 4 games there, how important is it to carry over what you've done there, and how important is it to...
we've talked about this a lot, after a series, how important is it. So it is important. It's a team in our division. It's a team that is ahead of us. So, it's important. Our bullpen's going to look a little different tomorrow and get a chance to have some other guys, in win games, have an opportunity. But it, like you said, anytime you're in a division, the team's ahead of you, we're coming up on the halfway point. It's important.